In this episode, you'll discover simple and powerful tips to boost your confidence daily so you can thrive during career and life transitions. Welcome to the Midlife Reinvention Podcast, a podcast helping women in career and life transitions achieve clarity on their next steps so they can transform uncertainty into an energizing next chapter. I'm your host, Kavita Ahuja, and the founder of It's My Time Now Coaching. If you're wondering what's next in your career or life, you are in the right place. Through solo and guest episodes, you'll gain practical tips, tools, and inspiration to help you uncover blocks, gain confidence, and be, do, and have what you want. I rediscovered myself after the age of 50, and I know you can too. It's my time now to help you do just that. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Have you ever felt your confidence slipping away just weeks after setting bold new resolutions? You're not alone. As you navigate life's transitions, confidence is often the missing piece that keeps dreams from becoming a reality. This episode addresses that exact struggle and provides powerful tools to build unshakable confidence step by step. In this episode, you'll discover proven daily practices to instantly boost your confidence and maintain momentum towards your goals, simple, actionable strategies to transform negative self-talk into empowering beliefs, and how incorporating just one confidence-building tip a day can open up doors to opportunities you've never considered before. So enjoy the episode and unlock the confidence you need to reinvent your life starting today. Hi, my friend, and welcome back to another episode of the Midlife Reinvention Podcast. This month of February has been Confidence Month around here. As we set out new resolutions in January for the year, February tends to be the month where many of these resolutions start to unravel, and that is largely due to the fact that we lose the confidence to move forward with our plans. Can you relate to that? It could be a weight loss program that we're all gung-ho about in the beginning of the year, and then, ugh, I can't do this sets in. Or you're working on starting a business and the realities of everyday life sets in and you say, I'm not qualified to do this. What was I thinking? So why are we talking about confidence? Because I know firsthand that when we go through career and life transitions like I did and like you might be, and we're wondering what's next, we can make all the plans in the world that we want, but unless and until we have the confidence and courage to actually implement them, nothing will happen. I've shared many times with you, and I share with my clients that confidence comes from taking action, but you also have to have the confidence to take the action in the first place. It's a bit of a vicious cycle. When I started this podcast, for example, I did not know a thing about podcasting. I was a new entrepreneur. I didn't know how it was going to be received. I never had to promote myself in this way, but I wanted to learn. I wanted to expand my skills, and I wanted to help others. So the best way I could think of was by sharing my message in this platform. It started slowly, and truthfully, the first few episodes were probably really cringeworthy, but I decided that I was going to do and have the courage to move on anyway. Now, this is the 181st episode, and every episode may not be perfect, but even if you get one nugget here and there, which you can implement in your life, my job is done, my friend. I've tried to share what I've learned along the way in many different forms. And so I also have created an online course with all my learnings and tools and exercises, which you can have access to. And as part of this course, I talk about confidence, and in it is a 28-day guide to building confidence. In episode 177, I went through the first 14 tips, and as promised, in this episode, I'll go through the next 14 tips. Why? Because if you're going through a career or life transition, my friend, I get it. You're probably scared, probably unsure of yourself, and just not damn sure what the hell to do first. By incorporating these simple tips, you don't have to do all of them at once. I mean, you can just pick one to focus on each day. But when you do that, so much positive or anabolic energy will be released into your life that you will begin to see opportunities that you may have not considered before. Your outlook will change. So pick one, just one tip a day and see how your confidence levels soar. So you can download the guide to follow along, and you will receive daily email tips from me explaining each tip to follow. So today I will share the rest of these powerful tips to building confidence because you know what? I don't want you to regret your life looking back when you're 80 or 90. Do you? Here's confidence building tip number 15. Go from I can't because to I can because. This is important to building confidence because when we release our negative self talk, we believe more in ourselves and our abilities. Do you have a constant running inner dialogue with yourself? It is so normal to do so, but if we were to actually listen to how we talk to ourselves sometimes, we would be shocked. Instead, let's try to change our perspective and replace our negative thoughts with a more positive inner dialogue. For example, when I start to think something negative like, I can't do that because I'm not qualified enough, or smart enough, or pretty enough, all the enoughs we tell ourselves, I try to stop the momentum of these thoughts immediately. I tell myself instead all the reasons why I can do that thing, and immediately I become more confident in myself. We need to learn to be kinder to ourselves. So try the following. Write down one I can't statement that you often think to yourself. And beside that statement, write down all the reasons why you can indeed do that thing. Remember, you have a world of experience, knowledge, and skills to draw from. And if you do this exercise, you'll see how confident you feel. Confidence tip number 16 is ask questions and contemplate the answers. This is important to building confidence because when you tap into your curiosity, you learn more about yourself, others, and how to react to situations. If you develop an attitude of always being curious and asking questions, you obviously gain more knowledge, which builds your confidence. However, remember to ask questions you're genuinely interested in and take time to reflect on the answers. For example, when I meet people, I'm genuinely interested in them, what their story is, and how I can learn from them. That's probably why I love interviewing women for my podcast every week. The thing is, when we ask people meaningful questions and open ourselves to learning, we become more confident in our interactions with them. We also gain more confidence in ourselves when we ask ourselves deep, meaningful questions. Questions like, what do I really want moving forward? And what is stopping me from getting there? Are some examples of contemplative questions that we can ask ourselves. So here's the exercise. Write down 3 questions you would like to ask the next person you interact with. These questions should be unique, not just how are you or where are you from, but real, meaningful questions. Next, write down 3 contemplative questions you would like to ask yourself and see how asking others and asking yourselves these questions will build your confidence to take the next steps. Confidence building tip number 17. Practice your core values. This is important to building confidence because when you really reflect and know what your changing values are, it is like having a life compass, which guides you in the direction you want to live your life. Our values can change in different stages of our lives. When we are younger, for example, we may have valued competition and getting ahead in our careers or advancement. Now, they may be centered around contribution or spirituality. And it's okay for our values to change, and we should recognize them and incorporate them in what we do moving forward. For example, 10 years ago, my main values included my family happiness, my career advancement, and stability. As I began the journey of self reflection, my top five values now include contribution and community and inspiration and personal development and spirituality. I am prioritizing my needs now more than perhaps I did 10 years ago. I also value giving back to my community now more than I ever did before. So I'd like you to write down your top five values or what is important to you most in your life at this moment. Beside these values, write down how you can incorporate these values into your life moving forward. You will see how your confidence increases in your next steps. When you understand your values, you can show up better for everyone else and the world. Confidence tip number 18. Do one thing you love to do every day. This is important to building confidence because when you do things you're passionate about, you relax, you tap into your creativity, and become more confident in taking actions on other things. We often don't give ourselves permission to even think about what we love to do, let alone do it. If you think about, for example, when you were a kid, what did you love to do? What would you do for hours on end? For example, as a kid, I was passionate about reading. I would read for hours and hours. And in fact, I read the book Roots when I was like 11 or I think 12 years old. And from that, I would love to write and wrote some amazing and really creative and excellent stories. I forgot about that recently and I think about it now, and my great passion to this day is still writing. So I'd like you to do this exercise. If you had no limitations on time, money, beliefs, or processes, what are five things you would do? What would make your heart sing or jump out of bed every morning? Next to those five things, describe why you love to do these things and how these things make you feel when you're doing them. What about these activities brings you joy? And if you can, do one of these things each day for the next 5 days. Confidence building tip number 19. Take action on one thing daily. This is important to building confidence because when you take action on something, it helps you overcome your fears. Fears lead to procrastination, so by taking action, we stop that vicious cycle. As you move from your comfort zone into your growth zone by taking action, things will manifest to help you overcome even more fears and obstacles, which creates a positive cycle of growth and energy. Everything you put out in the world is a form of energy, and somebody out there is ready to receive it. If you don't put it out there, however, my friend, it will not be received or manifested. For example, it took me at least 3 years to leave the comfort of my corporate career, even though I was no longer as fulfilled in it. I was afraid of the consequences and therefore procrastinated. When I finally took action, however, momentum built and built until my confidence soared and I was able to continue the cycle of taking action on my business every day. If I hadn't taken that first step, however, I would not be here today. So make a list of five things you've been procrastinating on. Think about why you are not taking action on those things. I want you to, in the next 5 days, take the action and do the things you've written down. You will see how your confidence soars and momentum builds. Whatever is in your heart, you need to bring it out into the world. Confidence building tip number 20. Be grateful for three things each day. This is important to building confidence because when you practice gratitude, you remain in the present moment, and it is impossible to feel negative emotions at the same time. Gratitude also can increase your self esteem because when you appreciate the good things in life, you develop a strong sense of your own value. It helps you judge yourself less, and you become less likely to compare yourself to others. For example, I journal every morning, and the first thing I write in my journal is three things I'm grateful for at that present moment. It could be little things like being able to take my beautiful puppy for a walk because I'm healthy and able. It could be gratitude for my beautiful community. It's my time now. Or it could be having a lovely conversation with my sons. So try this. When you wake up, write down three things that you are grateful for. Visualize those things. meditate on them, and smile. You will see how gratitude will increase your positivity and help you increase your confidence to meet the challenges of the day. Confidence building tip 21: breathe. What do I mean by breathing properly? This is important to building confidence because when we breathe properly, it helps you calm your nerves and increase your confidence. Many people tend to do chest breathing, which really is shallow breathing. This does not allow enough oxygen to enter our lungs, so we tend to be more tense with lower voices if we do chest breathing. Conversely, if we practice belly breathing, this activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which has a calming effect, which can lead to more confidence. For example, if I'm about to enter a stressful situation or a presentation, I ensure I control my breathing with deep belly breathing. As air enters, your stomach expands and moves outwards instead of the chest moving outwards, which results in a shallow breath. So try doing this today. Inhale through your nose for a silent count of 4, with your hand on your belly to see if it expands. Then pause for a count of 4. Then exhale for a count of 6, and your belly will contract. When your exhalation time is longer than your inhalation time, it also causes you to feel calmer and hence more confident. Try that and see how much calmer you will feel. Confidence building tip number 22: walk in nature. This is important to building confidence because when we walk in nature, it has a powerful effect on our mind, body, and spirit, which increases our confidence. Many studies have shown that being in nature contributes to our physical well being, reduces blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and the production of stress hormones. This helps us to be more calm, balanced, and confident. For example, we have a beautiful dog named Lena, and the daily act of taking her for walks in nature is incredible. It's amazing how when I feel tension or stress and take her for a walk in the woods or just breathe in the fresh air, I feel a new perspective with more energy and confidence to tackle the day. So try this, whether you have a dog or not. Set aside 20 minutes in your day. It could be first thing in the morning, in the middle of your day, whatever works for you. Just go outside and walk in nature. You will see how much better and more confident you will feel. Confidence building tip number 23: explore hobbies. This is important to building confidence because each time you progress with your hobby, you are pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, which builds your confidence. When you decide to explore and pursue a hobby, you challenge yourself to learn something new. The sense of achievement you gain from overcoming challenges in a hobby creates confidence. It also gives you both physical and mental health benefits and is a form of self care. For example, many years ago, I decided to learn how to play tennis. At first, I wasn't very good at it, but practice after practice, I became better and better at it. So much so that I was confident enough to join a tennis league and play with other women every week. I haven't played in many years, and in fact, as I say this, I think I'm going to start playing again. So I'd like you to do this. Think of a hobby you've been meaning to learn. It could be, for example, cooking or painting or singing or whatever you're always wanted to learn. Do one thing which will get you closer to pursuing that hobby. However big or small that action is, you will see how your confidence grows to take the next step. And confidence building tip 24 is to rest. Think about how you feel when you really are tired. And this is important to building confidence because when you're really well rested, you feel more capable, effective, and yes, more confident. When you're feeling tired or don't get a good night's sleep, are you ready to take on the challenges of the day? Probably not. Compare that to how much more energized and focused you are and you feel after a good rest. Researchers have actually found that people with sleep problems tend to be less optimistic and have lower self esteem than people who get enough sleep. For example, when I get enough sleep, I feel so much better in the morning and all day. I'm definitely more energized and confident. Sometimes, even during the day when I feel tired, I will take a short nap to recharge my energy, and it works miracles to boost my confidence. Often, people don't give themselves enough time and space for rest. Many countries around the world, however, have it as a custom to have a siesta, for example, in the afternoon. So listen to your body. If you feel tired during the day, give yourself permission to rest. Have a siesta with no guilt. Also, try as much as possible to have at least 7 hours of solid sleep at night. You will see how these things boost your confidence during the day. Confidence tip number 25. Do one self care action daily. This is important to building confidence because when you take care of yourself, it produces positive feelings of self love, self esteem, and yes, self confidence. Many of us have been taught that self care is being selfish. It really is quite the opposite because if we don't take the time to take care of ourselves, we cannot be there fully for others. When your cup is full, you are able to pour more of yourself to others and the world. The act of even one self care action daily will boost your positive self worth and make you feel more confident. For example, every day, regardless of how busy I am, I will schedule at least 1 hour for myself. In this hour, I will take care of myself. It could be exercise, meditating, journaling, reading, or even going for a massage or getting a manicure or pedicure. Just the act of doing something for myself gives me more confidence and allows me to be better for others around me. So do this. List 5 things you would like to do for yourself to take care of yourself with no guilt. I'd like you to do one of these things every day for the next 5 days. I'd love for you to share how these acts of self care boost your self confidence. Confidence building tip 26. Hug and kiss your loved ones. This is important to building confidence because showing and receiving affection has both physical and emotional benefits, which lead to building confidence. Affectionate behaviors such as hugging, kissing, holding hands, or having sex elevate your level of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone. Higher levels are associated with empathy and trust. Building these positive relationships in our lives helps us give our confidence and self esteem a boost. Studies have shown that positive social relationships help shape the development of self esteem in people over time. For example, as a general rule in my family, whenever we greet each other, we always give each other a hug and a kiss. When we hug each other, it's not a pat on the back hug, it's a real bear hug, where we touch each other's hearts and take a moment to really be with one another. It's an instant boost of positive energy. It truly is, and just makes you feel so good. So today, try this. The next time you meet one of your loved ones, stop, give them a big hug and a kiss for no other reason than to just tell them that you love them. See how that makes you feel and them feel, and how it boosts your confidence. If you do that once or twice, you'll see that it becomes a habit. Confidence tip number 27. Forgive. This is important to building confidence because practicing forgiveness can actually have powerful health benefits, including lower levels of anxiety, depression, and greater life satisfaction and self esteem or confidence. Forgiving generally involves a decision to let go of resentment or thoughts of revenge, which leads to positive energy and feelings of empathy and compassion. A feeling of peace, which allows you to offer more to that person or to others. Letting go and forgiving others can lead to confidence in yourself and your values and how you live your life because we have more of ourselves to offer others. For example, when someone has hurt me, initially I feel resentment, anger, and I'm hurt by it. The minute I let go of these feelings and forgive, or at least try to put myself in the other person's shoes, the more positive energy I feel. This positive energy translates to confidence in other areas of my life. So think of a situation where someone has hurt you and you feel anger or disappointment. Write down how you're feeling at this moment towards that person. Next, beside that statement, write down another way you can look at the situation. Can you put yourself in the other person's shoes and forgive them? Think of all the positive things about that person and write those down. How does that make you feel? Confidence building tip 28. Start the day with 3 positive intentions or affirmations. This is really important to building confidence because they actually rewire your brain. And over time, you not only believe more in yourself, but it helps you gain confidence in achieving your goals. Affirmations are short sentences with an optimistic tone. They are stated in the present tense as if they've already happened. By starting the day with 3 positive statements about yourself, you counter any negative thoughts and boost your opinion of yourself. By repeating them often, you will eventually start to believe them and start making positive changes in your life. For example, every morning when I journal, I write 3 positive affirmations about myself or my situation. For example, they could sound something like this: I am proud of myself. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me, and I believe in myself and my skills. I repeat these whenever I feel unsure or unstuck, and it gives me so much confidence when I do this. So try it. Every morning, write down 3 positive affirmations about yourself, even if you don't believe them. Write them down, say them out loud, meditate on them, and repeat them to yourself whenever you feel negative energy around you. You will see how your confidence soars. So, we've come to our last tip, and I hope these daily tips have helped you to face what can be really an uncertain time in your life right now with a little bit more ease. Again, you can download the 28 Guides to Building Confidence that accompanies these statements and these tips. And think about what is challenging you right now in your life. I'm really here to discuss this with you, so don't hesitate to reach out to me and talk about it. And see, I'd love to learn more about how these tips have changed your life, or if you've tried them, and how it's affected your confidence levels, because that's what I hope that these tips will do for you. My passion is really to help women like you go through life's challenges and transitions and reinventions and rediscoveries with confidence. And this is why I come here every single week. So, with all my love, my friend, until next time, remember, stay confident.